Cause I've been through some rotten wars. Now I'm unsociable and I stay locked indoors. Broke a lot of laws from rocking jaws to shot in drawers. Had to stop and pause, now I'm living for a proper cause. Wasn't a little goon, grew as a good kid. No silver spoon, I wasn't usually mummied. But every time I left my yard I used to be worried. Cause I was one of them little runt youths who was bullied. When the families on my street found out I was Anglo-Indian, racism started and I wouldn't swing for them. So it was like every single day I had an incident. When they used to call me a and an immigrant. And I fucking hate that P word. When I first retaliated the memory seems blurred. Smashed his head off the pavement, nearly made him eat curb. Only stopped because my mum came out the yard when she heard. I remember it was sad, but true I had a good upbringing. I'm not pretending it was bad, but with no father figure living separate from my dad, then I'm glad. Cause the twat gambled everything we had. Then we all moved off that Bestwood estate, and when we left it was great. And we moved into Sherwood, a nice place, it wasn't the worst hood. A lot had already happened, I didn't think worse could. Mum wanted to see life for my family improve. Little did she know, just after the move, within weeks I was in beef with a gang of youths. No one backing me, I had no cavalry stamping hooves. And I didn't care if my rep grew, just wished I could bring the boys in, everything except blue. No older brothers, no elders to my rescue. Not long till the rest knew, then there was a next crew. I had to stand my ground. At the school bus stop, a disabled lad was getting smacked around. I was with my mum and little brothers of 8 and 10, and there was about 8 of them, but still I wasn't backing down. I heard the mums and dads shout when they all stamped on my head, I nearly blacked out. I just remember that sad sound of my mum and youngest brother crying and screaming in the background. No one even helped and my mum was not consoled. It got so bad that my other brother got involved, and he smacked a year 9 even though he was not as old. Then it got split up but it was still not resolved, and my mum was in bits, it was raw. Wouldn't let her ring feds no matter how long she insisted for. And we persisted to war. When she went out, 10 of them came round and kicked off the door. There was loads of olders and a couple little goons, so I got my brothers, quickly put them in the living room. Stood there with a cosh hoping that they'd give in soon, but it didn't pop off, they didn't prick the big balloon. I've had my door licked off twice, never by 5-0. Always got my chain, never got my dough. All clean, never arrested, I'm live-o. No hype, always been intelligent and lied low. Stuck to the stealth, not just for the wealth. Never had an older man to look up to for help. Through all the fucked up stuff that I've felt, sticking up for yourself, that's good for your health. And I've never asked my mum for a penny, all before 16, when I gained the company of men. I thought I was fucking heavy with that hunger in my belly. Consequently my life was more fucked till I was 20. Moved out my mum's at 17. Me and my best mate started selling green, smoking at 8 for day but moving with a heavy team. Even now man still asks me where vendetta's been. Now let me firstly vent, talk about my worst descent. When I got kicked out of college on my 3rd attempt, Tutor threatened feds cause she smoked a disturbing scent. Then again EMA wasn't gonna earn the rent. Let me display these thoughts, I was a grafter, not one of them lazy sorts. I got a weekend job at JD Sports, but just to move menchers, 8ths and quarts. Left pocket full of CDs, free for a $5. Right pocket full of green leaves, I'm a striver. No YouTube when I used to be vandalizer. Couldn't holler JDZ for a cypher. And that's when I learned putting in time pays. LRG, lyrics, rhymes and grime days. 29 minutes of fame was a right craze. Stayed at JD for 2 years, not a slight phase. It was so shit but I got through the miseries by always robbing through the stockroom deliveries. Split it with Ninja cause I lived it is. Free clothes and over a bill a day, this is what living is. And we saw a lot working in that mad store. Vic Centre on the middle ground of a gang war. Red, blue and black bandanas used to trap more. How many times did we clean blood off that floor? There was a little thief and we didn't ring police. We just barred him from the shop and thought that that'd bring the peace. He turned into a beast, started to give us grief. Racial abuse through gritted teeth. Then the night before Christmas Eve we saw him and it was beef. Don't hold back on a racist, it's something we believe. But he ducked and weaved, we must have been enough naive not to notice that he had something tucked up in his sleeve. He was this weird crackhead bastard with a mullet. All of a sudden our mate staggering for summit. We was too angry and mad to see him plummet. Didn't realise that the cat had stabbed him in the stomach. So none of us were happy that Christmas. Still that's not the only stabbing I've witnessed. Seen my fair share of straps in that business, but I won't glorify and brag to my listeners. Knots is a small place so we all sit and stew. When there's been a murder thinking what an evil thing to do, then you feel the pain inside, try not take a different view. When you know the guy who died and you know the killer too. So now I'm living with a different plan. Try and stay away from that cause cause I've felt sick and prang, thinking about potential consequences and the risk I've ran. Might have acted like a kid, but I've always been a man. I was lucky that I didn't end up in a cast. I've had a lot of shit, but I've never been to feds and grassed. I've had a broken rib since 14, they couldn't mend it fast. A bent nose and chipped tooth from a heavy blast, and a scar on the back of my head where I was glassed. I've never mentioned it before, there's no use dwelling on the past. I won't glorify it, that lifestyle will never last. Man, no, I've never been a guy who's ever gassed. Some have had it better, some have had worse strife. I'm not trying to say that I've had some kind of cursed life, but I'm living in a city where the murder's rife, and there's bare backstabbers that wanna turn the knife, and they're out to earn the stripes. Me, I've got a humble soul that never could be stole, compromised or fucking sold. Had to come out of grime cause I've been stuck in mold, coming wholehearted with the story I think should be told.